But they don't even know at this point. They're gonna be linking the Shazam movie to like the DC animated, the DC movie universe.
I would.
Like Shazam is like.
Alright, so the first content pack for Killing Floor 2 is finally available, and it's fucking alright. I mean, you know, it's good. Like, I mean, I didn't expect much. I didn't get much either. You know, it was alright. So this is the first update that Killing Floor 2 has gotten post-launch, and I don't know, I think I've just been spoiled by the quality of the early access updates, because to me this update, while not being bad in any regard, I felt it was a little lacking. Don't get me wrong, I know there's tons of things planned for Killing Floor 2's future, and I definitely can't wait to see all of the stuff that Tripwire is going to bring out to us. I also realized that the majority of this update wasn't necessarily content, but a lot of bug fixes for both platforms, PC and PS4. I believe Tripwire wanted to just release a bunch of bug fixes, but they also wanted to give us something in return to keep us busy. So I'm not going to judge this update too harshly, as really it's just a distraction to keep us busy for a little while before, you know, the good stuff comes out. Or the better stuff, you know what I mean. So anyway, I haven't made a Killing Floor 2 video, or a formal Killing Floor 2 video in a while since my top 7 perks video, and some people have asked for some more Killing Floor 2 content, so here we are. So I'm just going to discuss the highlights of this update and just talk about my feelings and thoughts towards, you know, just what was added and what's cool and maybe what's not, you know, the standard giggles shit. So let's not waste any more time and I guess get to the eye candy of this update, the map. It is called Zed Landing, and it's meh. I have to say that in comparison to a lot of official Tripwire maps and a lot of custom maps, this new map felt kind of bland and just uneventful, you know, compared to a lot of other maps. The map is dynamic and it does change the further you progress through the game, but really all that happens is a volcano erupts, which, I mean, you know, it's pretty cool, though I wish it would happen during an actual wave and not in the middle, because I feel that there's no tension there. The stage hazard, or the molten lava that engulfs some of the map, it's not a danger at all. Like, there's no need to look out for it because it doesn't do, like, it takes off like 1 point of armor per like second. It's not really dangerous. Also, I don't know about you, but when I think jungle, I think tall trees, and really this jungle feels more like a garden than a jungle to me, but that might just be me. Overall, a lack of interactivity and a bland landscape makes this one of those maps you play once or twice or maybe 3 times, but you don't see yourself playing often. You know, it's just there, it's cool, it's nice, you might play it after a few weeks, you know, just to see it again, but eh. Since we're on the topic of dynamic maps, you guys should really check out KF Nuked on the workshop. It has one of the best use of dynamic map design I've ever seen. You could probably tell by the title what happens, but still, it's an experience. You guys should go play it and find out for yourselves. Alright, so now that you've heard my thoughts on the map, what's next? What's next? Oh, I know what's fucking next. This is hands down the best part of the update. I don't even know how to use this thing properly. and I'm having a blast. So at first glance, this weapon is your basic Berserker weapon. It has a basic attack, a strong attack, and a parry move. However, what makes it interesting and special is what happens when you are not blocking an attack and you try to parry. So what essentially happens is your character hits the shield with the mace or the bat and draws the attention of nearby Zeds from your teammates to you. Now, I have to admit that while I was playing with this thing, I really didn't use that function much because I'm a good Berserker. I already do take the attention off my teammates or as best as I can. But I definitely think that's awesome. Like, you're taunting the Zeds, and the Zeds are like, how dare you, how you trigger me. I don't know what that was. I think the way it functions from the little time I got to play with it is the first few attacks aren't the strongest attacks, but sooner or later your weapon starts to glow and it does a little more damage and it knocks the fuck out of people and it knocks them into the other side of the room. That's, oh my god, Tripwire, you and your animations, man. Fuck. They're so good. That's basically all I can say about the weapon. It seems to be a replacement for the Chivalry Sword, and you know, it's, I guess the only thing I could suggest is maybe make the bone crunching on the Zeds a little more frequent, because I didn't hear it very often. When I did hear it, it was amazing, and I felt fucking empowered, but a lot of the times I'll hit them, and I don't even hear a smack, I just hear like a boop, boop, boop. If I hit your skull with a bat right now, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna just make a boop sound, but, you know. Alright, what's next? The Gorefiend is the new Zed added into the update, and it's pretty cool. Or well, the attacks are pretty cool. The design is just basically a Gorefast with double blades, and I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad inclusion to the game, but I don't know if that maybe was the best first choice of adding a Zed. I think a lot of people would have preferred maybe a mid-range Zed, not instead of a low-class Zed. By mid-range, I mean like in the league of bloats and husks, where they take a decent amount of damage and they can fuck you up, but you know, they're not as hard as Skrakes or Flesh Pounds. I will say though, on Suicidal, these things are deadly. If they do their spinning hook thing in front of you and you're in range for all the damage, you might lose half your health, maybe even more. I usually don't stick around to find out. The animations are awesome, and he's not out of place with any other Zed, so he does make a welcomed addition to the Killing Floor roster. I think the creepy tongue is a nice touch too, Tripwire, good job. I think his health is similar to the Bloat, so he's not exactly the weakest Zed, but he's not unnecessarily tanky. All in all, a great addition, albeit a tad lukewarm. So I guess the last thing I'll talk about is the now multi-weapon, multi-perk system, which it should have been here a lot sooner, but, you know, better late than never. It isn't exactly a new feature per se, but it allows you to use a lot of the other categories of weapons for different perks for specific perks, like using the submachine gun that you use for medic, you can now use it for SWAT, and the demolitions assault rifle you can now use as commando, etc, etc, etc. Honestly, there's nothing negative you can say about this addition. It just makes the game better, and it makes you, as the player, have more flexibility and choice when you play the game. So even if it is a little late, this should be a universally welcomed addition to Killing Floor 2. And I guess that's basically about it. That's all my thoughts on the highlights of the update. I know there was a bunch of bug fixes, but we'd be here all week, and I know there were some changes made to the Firebugs weapons, but I don't give a fuck about Firebugs, so I'm not gonna bother. You know, giggles. So while it did sound that I critiqued some of this stuff negatively, reminder, I'm not a critic, I do have high hopes for Tripwire's newest updates, and I do not think this update is in any way, shape, or form bad at all. I do like it. I do like the new map. I like the new Zed. I do like the new system. I think I like everything about this update. Just, you know, I've just been spoiled by some of the quality updates we've gotten before and some of the cool maps we've gotten. So, but you know, Tripwire always delivers sooner or later, and this makes me sound like a Tripwire shill, but really I do have a lot of faith in this company. And I guess that's about it. I've covered everything I've wanted to cover, so I guess good day, good night, good week, good weekend, good month, good faith, good everything to all of you, alright? Peace out. Oh wait, no, there was one last fucking thing.
I am the one, don't wait your time, don't need a gun to get respect upon the street. Under the sun, the back, the sun will pop the clock to feed himself and family. By any means, your enemies, my enemies, we wet them up like a canteen. The yellow tape surrounds the faith, don't have a face, so now you late, open the gates.